Hey, just want to make a video real quick about how regret is a spectrum. So I learned about this because I had experience with a drug. I'll put the name on the screen. And basically what that drug does is it gives you like a safe near-death experience. You can't overdose on it, but what it can do, but what happens is like you feel like you're dying, or at least you have like ego death, some people call it. You I don't know, like the experience itself is like really crazy, and that's like a conversation for another time. But what I want to focus on is like how it changed my perspective after I did it. For the weeks following it, I was like the only thing I could think about was like basically like, are the things I'm doing now going to be things that I am going to care about on my deathbed? And I thought about it a lot because I really wanted to understand like why was it my perspective so changed after I did it. And what I realized is that regret is a spectrum. You have your starting regrets and your ending regrets. I think this could be generally true for any like thing that you start and end in your life, but it's also true for your life. And so like starting regrets are, I think, culturally and societally very prevalent, which is to say, like, so what starting regrets are basically like looking forward with no ending, or at least no awareness of the ending of the thing you're trying to do. And for these purposes, we're talking about your life. So no awareness that you're going to die. Essentially, what are your what are your regrets, or at least what do you think your regrets will be at the end of your life? And usually, it's you think you will regret not having saved enough money, spending money and not saving it, and also taking too many risks. But that's only one side of the regret spectrum. The other side are your ending regrets. Essentially, at the end of your life, looking back, essentially on your deathbed, what are the things you're going to care about? What are the things you're going to regret? And it's actually exactly the opposite. It's you're going to regret having saved money and not spent it, or at least like whatever it means to save money and not spend it and not live well. And you're going to regret like basically not taking enough risks. And so it's like these two sides of the spectrum are something that everybody has to keep in tension. And I think in order to live well, like culturally in our society, I only really ever was aware of the starting regrets. I think everyone focuses on that. Everyone like in our society, like everyone's like, get educated, save money, do well for yourself. But they're not really talking about the other side of the coin, which is that like if you don't, there's a lot of stuff that you can do that involves like saving money and doing well for yourself, that it does not mean living well. And so it's very important. Like I think you need both sides of the spectrum, but it's very important to not assume that only the one side is everything. It's definitely not. Like you need to. There's so many people who are doing well for themselves and also not living well. And I think definitely one of my theories is that like most perspectives come in spectrums. Most perspectives have like a dichotomy, a duality. They have two poles that are opposite each other. And I think also one of my main arguments is that usually one side of any given spectrum should be prioritized a little bit. And usually you need both sides, but in this case, I think that the ending regrets should be prioritized a little bit. You should be a little bit more focused on making sure that you are not going to regret when on your deathbed the stuff, rather than you're not going to regret like your starting regrets. I think it's like that is definitely, in my opinion, but I think it's sort of like definitionally true. It's just like what does it mean to live a good life? This is what it means to live a good life. Have no regrets, but your ending regrets, not the other kind. And like, yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say about that.